Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at The Amazing Spider-Man number 794. This issue was written by Dan Slott Christos Gage, pencils by Stewart Immonen, Wade Von Grawbadger was the inker, Marte Garcia was the color artist, VC's Joe Caramagna letterer. Cover art was by Alex Ross. That is kind of a neat cover, but doesn't really tell you anything because it seems to be lacking some information. Assistant editor was Allison Stock and Tom Groneman, edited by Devin Lewis and Nick Lowe. We started off in the Atlantic Ocean where a place called Lockbox is getting some visitors who are dropping off some equipment. That's where the Zodiac Key is stored, but they're not there for that. They're for something else. And a couple of rogue agents go against the rest of the group and accidentally free the Zodiac Key in the process. Now the Zodiac Key is Scorpio's main weapon, and although he had been locked away for some time from back in Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3 Issue 11, it's actually noted down here on one of the pages, thankfully. Spider-Man's had a year to try and figure out a way to stop this guy, but he really apparently just didn't bother. It was too much work. And he whines a lot about his flight over. He whines a lot in this issue. And when Scorpio is freed, he recovers the Zodiac Key and then goes inside Big Ben to try and activate some sort of device that would do something. It's kind of vague. I don't really care either. And Spider-Man comes up with a way to stop him, but really the hero of the book is Mockingbird because she gets the one-hitter quitter on him, and Spider-Man just kind of did all the heavy lifting and she gets the payoff. And then we find out who hired those rogue agents, and the twist was fairly obvious early on as to who they were and what they might be after, and it's been hinted at for a while. So this was part one of Threat Level Red. Overall, I would say it was mediocre. It wasn't the greatest thing I've ever read, and parts of it were kind of dumb, but the art was solid. I didn't have any problem with that. Paper quality is kind of trash, but the story mainly was just mediocre. Spider-Man looked really good through the whole thing, but the fact that Mockingbird gets the final hit on the guy was kind of dumb and a little boring, but this is not something I would seek out. It was an okay dollar bin read, but beyond that, I don't think it was worth anything. It wasn't worth cover price for sure, especially because of the paper quality being so trash, but it was just a very forgettable storyline. I think the build up to the next issue was a little lackluster and predictable, but if I got it out of a dollar bin, I'd have been fine with that, but I wouldn't pay more than that for it. It's not really worth tracking down, and the next issue is part 2, I guess, so maybe that'll be more exciting, but for now, I would say this isn't really worth hunting down, but if you grab it out of a back issue bin for a dollar or so, it would be okay. It's a decent standalone issue at least. But as usual, the dialogue for Spider-Man is tiresome and kind of boring, but this is better than most of Dan Slott's work, and I think that's more due to Christos Gage's work. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to ways to support me, and as always, we hope to see you on the next one.